did see it. I did see the front down in Barrie with Mike at one of the showings when it was first released. Oh no, I saw the back. I saw the end because we were late. And I saw the beginning at Al's, so I did see the whole thing in two different sittings. And you know it's 3 hours long or so it was probably better that way. But to see the end of the movie, before seeing the beginning of the movie, wow. I mean, I was just trying to imagine what they would be doing at the front to get to where they were at the end. And what a story. What a story. It's an amazing story. It just took my breath away. Because anybody who can focus long enough to think about the ideas, and you got to be quick because it just keeps going. The ideas are just one after the other after the other. You can tell that the people who created this documentary or this film had a clear understanding of what message they wanted to send the world. And now I'm not saying that it was 100% perfect in every way, shape, or form. I mean, I would have added maybe a couple of other little things. I'm sure anybody else who's seen it would have wanted to see a couple of things. And there are a couple of things I questioned. I questioned. But that's okay. Because it doesn't have to be 100% perfect. It just has to create a better world, one that's sustainable. And it could. This is just one way that we could. This is like a little bit of a roadmap. We can take any road we want. But as long as we get to the sustainability. And I would like to add to it, rather than just sustainability, if we're going to get to sustainability, let's create a just world too. Let's have some justice, you know? And let's have some, I mean, if we had a sustainable world, I think we'd have health too. That'd be pretty healthy. And that's all that we really want to accomplish here. With the World Public Union, with the I believe the Zeitgeist movement, there's a transition network, there is all kinds of other groups out there that I've seen. What's that?
We Are Truth, 9/11.
Yeah, We Are Truth, there are all kinds of movements out there. And then in the local sense right here, okay, we have the World Public Union, and the World Public Union is here to unite all social networks. But that means that the members of the World Public Union would need to go and attend their meetings, like the ones that are coming up here. We have Sudbury Against War and Occupation. We have Justice for John Moore. We have
Canadian Action Network.
The Canadian Action Network.
Petition for the Rainbow.
For the what?
The Rainbow Cinema.
Oh, what's this one here?
I think we should, I just wrote it down, but I think we should start a petition for the Rainbow Center.
What would it
Yeah,
say?
it would be Rainbow Center rented.
Oh, hey, I'll tell you what.
Movies like, for example,
I get-
Freedom Movie 2, Zeitgeist, The
Yep.
Beautiful Truth.
Yeah, that's a
Are
good
all
one.
good ones.
That's a good one. That's a good
And
one.
Freedom Movie 2.
Okay, well,
Those are
Mike,
the ones on the top of my head.
Mike went and talked to the manager, and we can rent this, okay? And then afterwards, the big job after we commit to showing a movie, whatever it may be, okay? And we could do a couple of them too. We were talking about renting it for 3 hours, okay? But I mean, I know that the Zeitgeist movie is a long movie, and the thing we could do with the Zeitgeist is, I think, because I saw it in 2 parts, I think we could even show it in 2 parts. I really do. No, I think that we can show it at 1 part, the first part of it, okay? Which is where they describe the problems and, you know, present the stage as to why we need to change. And then they present in the second half the solution that they see, which is plausible, possible. So why wouldn't we not maybe want to take advantage of, for example, we were going to promote something. We were thinking about doing it on March 19th, Mike? Was that a Saturday? We were thinking about doing it on March 19th, okay? And so if we showed just the first half of the Zeitgeist, then it would give us enough time to show some other videos as well. And then at the end, tell everybody, come back in 2 weeks, we'll show you the end. Or, you know, you can go online and join the union and we will, you know, it'll be up there. All that kind of stuff. So we you know, as a salesman who sold medical equipment for his life, I know that there's setting the stage. And I think that when somebody sees the first part, if that doesn't move them to see the second part, then the second part's not going to move them. So, but what we can do then is when we show the zeitgeist moving forward, and then we could show something like O Canada, which is this young guy showing people where money comes from, because hey, if they don't care about creating a better world, they might care about money. So let's show them something about money. Okay? I think that's a good idea. We can even start by showing them something about money. That might even get their attention. So if we could even advertise this as something about money. Not rainbow paper. Something about money. We could do that, couldn't we?
Trick them into caring.
No, well, there's no tricking, there's only understanding. So I don't know. You guys think that that might be a good way to approach
I
this?
think
Or?
that's a really good advertisement.
Definitely.
Oh, thank you, Dave. Thank you. Thank you.
I think we should watch Zeitgeist though. Moving forward is an excellent movie.
We are,
and
we are,
every,
we are,
Every
we are.
sentient human being should watch that
Absolutely.
movie. Like, straight up.
Absolutely. But like I said though, if they don't get it in the first half, they ain't gonna get it in the second. Okay, so we can use this to our advantage so that we can diversify our message. You know, and diversifying the message means we get to a wider audience. And then there was a nice little video about one of Canada's ex-defense ministers, which might be pretty interesting for people to see, which we can show as well. And it's how long? Not very long, eh?
Probably about 25 minutes.
20, 25 minutes. And the old Canada one, I don't think it's very long either. Anybody know how long that?
I think it's pretty long.
An hour,
Yeah. Isn't it?
Those are like,
Like 2 hours.
yeah,
No, no, not old Canada. I was just watching it before I came here, and it looked like the bar went pretty far, but then I
Well,
was late.
Pretty much more than one.
It is, eh? Well, anyway, we can actually, you know, I don't know how much, I don't know how long it is. To me, it didn't seem like it was that long, but maybe because I was interested in
yeah.
where money comes from. That might
I think
be
Ron Paul, or
Yeah.
his name there.
Yeah, yeah.
The old prime minister, I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
That's in there. But yeah, he doesn't like to tell where money comes from. That's for sure.
Exactly, exactly.
Paul
And
Martin.
We should definitely have that.
Paul Martin.
Paul Martin, that's right. That's exactly right. Now, is anybody okay with doing these kind of things? Because we do need to make a decision about how we're going to approach this, why we would do it this way. You got a great advertising thing. It's about money. It's not about the economy. It's about money, stupid, or something like that. Wasn't it Reagan that said it's about the economy? Or no? Who said that? It's the economy, stupid, or something like that? Oh wait, I think that was Clinton. I think that was Bill Clinton. But anyways, it is about money. So what we're doing is what we want to expose is about money.
It's a Ponzi scheme.
Yes, that it is a Ponzi scheme. Yeah,
It's based on debt.
100%.
Continuous growth of debt.
And you can never, and that's really well explained in the Zeitgeist moving forward. That, even the first one, yeah, it really did. It
A
really
long
did.
time ago, they used the taxes. No taxes no more. Now it's plain stealing from us.
Yes, that's right. That's right. And you know, we do want to do our share. You know, I mean, we're all entitled to our fair share of the resources of this planet, and the key word is fair share. You know, I mean, for anybody to want to be like a Bill Gates, to me, they don't understand what that means, because Bill Gates could end hunger in Africa, and to not do that, I can't imagine. If I had the ability, if I could snap my fingers like that, I would do it. And he doesn't. And it's not because he can't or he doesn't know how. Because I know how, and I'm not Bill Gates. You know, it's not that hard. So when you have that kind of resources, you know, so.
Those of us that would change that, they don't let us make money.
Well, no, it's not about letting us. It's just that you have to be very heartless. You have to be very conniving, and you definitely have to want to profit from other people.
Business laws?
Profit. See, it's not a fair exchange when somebody has so much off of what they do. They're profiting from a lot of people. And some people think they deserve it. Well, I guess if you live in this world the way it is, yes. But I mean, it's not sustainable and it doesn't create a better world in any way, shape, or form. It promotes incentive not to educate the populace because it is through ignorance that we are profited from. So make sure you're not profited from. And then you get a fair exchange. You know, and that's hard to do in this world because it's very, it's all hidden, and not only is it hidden, but it is designed for confusion and everything, because if you weren't confused, you'd know what to do. So it's a full assault on us, on our intellect, on our emotional scale, and it is intentional. Intentional. I mean, I always thought aliens must be running this planet because I couldn't see any human beings who would do this. But then I was pretty young at the time, and Dr. Robert Sapolsky taught me something about theory of mind. And that's where people realize that other people don't think like they do. And that's something that took me a long time. I always thought everybody thought like me, you know, that they'd all figure out all this stuff and everything. I couldn't figure out everything, mind you, okay? But I always had a good intention. I never wanted to hurt anybody or do any harm. And I thought everybody else was like that until I had some harm done to me. So then I just had to wise up and realize how to avoid that. And part of how to avoid that is you cannot read another person's mind and everything, but you can figure out the incentives. And when the incentives are to profit, then we are all parasites on each other in that way. You know, when you look at two businesses that do business with each other, okay, I love that image from the Zeitgeist where there's two businessmen shaking hands and they're both holding a baseball bat behind their back because they're looking to take advantage of each other, and unless of course one is trying to take over the other one, and then that's the game of Monopoly, which really, you know, doesn't serve us well either. So, you know, competition doesn't serve us well, and the monopoly doesn't serve us well only because of the profit motive. You know, if they have total control over the resources, then they can charge what they want. And that's an idea here is that, you know, economics 101, supply and demand. If you can shrink the supply, and you're going to increase the demand, you're going to increase the price. So it's a profit motive again. And that means even if you were to want to deplete the fish in the oceans, you know, I mean, then you would make the price of fish go higher. If you want to deplete the world's oil supplies, as it's depleted, you profit more. And it's not serving us well. Not at all. So, but anyways, are we going to do this Rainbow Center thing?
Sounds a good idea to me.
Okay, we're going to do it, and we will have to decide. If you like the idea, though, about it's about money, we do have to show something about money. And, you know, and the one about the Canadian dollar is probably the best.
I think
And-
maybe
yeah.
talking about nautical maritime law in association with the Canadian monetary system and the arbitrary company like ESEC and Devrient, and how all that affects our economy. As an introduction, perhaps, and a catch title, because, like, you know, people care more about money than the economy.
Yeah,
Maybe a good approach.
that sounds like a good idea. How much time can we got 3 hours. So we got to decide how we want to allot those 3 hours.
Well, we got a lot of people here that are good with internet computers, so I mean, being able to piece together footage, you know, computers come with
And then
standard programs.
And then burning it onto a CD?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so we could actually,
But we need to find out what they use at the theater to project their movies as well. We
Just
might
a
have to
DVD.
make a laser disc or something.
yeah,
Or
just a DVD, that's all.
okay.
You bring the DVD, they'll play it. And that works at all of them now. That's the way they'll play a DVD.
So I think that'd be a good intro, and then maybe work together, get another, you know, meeting for people who are very interested
Well-
and want to be involved in this. To
One of the things I wanted to know is that how can we promote this in the community? Like, what are some ideas here?
Same way,
Flyers are
yeah.
the basics, that's a good one. The flyers are
hit
good.
up grocery
Just like your
stores
concert,
everywhere where
right?
there's public bulletin boards that people
Yeah.
look at.
Yeah.
Or like grocery stores have them. You know what I mean?
Now, we can do a poster, and if we can have it printed, they'll put it up at the Rainbow